Well, hello and welcome everybody to the day after the Kyle Tucker signing. Feels like a hangover if I've ever seen one. I'm Scott Belford, and this is High and Inside. I know that we were the walk-off. I appreciate everyone who stuck around on the channel to see what's coming next here. Basically, what we're going to be doing is interviews every single Friday. So we're going to bring an insider in and it's going to be high and inside. I'm the high one. They're the insider. Kidding. Obviously, I would never touch the devil's lettuce. But excited for what lies ahead. The first episode here is going to be Davis Schneider. Of course, old friend of the walk off. Very excited to discuss with him what it was like in that playoff run, what he's been up to. We dive into some family stuff, dive into when he heads to spring training. It's a fun little interview. We even play a game or two and talk 2026 and what has already happened in this off season. Let's talk Kyle Tucker a little before I throw to the interview. Obviously, Jays fans are disappointed. Mets fans are disappointed. It's funny because the last like 3 days on Twitter, it's been a war between Mets and Jays fans. Which organization sucks more? And is Kyle Tucker going to leave in the dust? And it turns out we both suck. He is going to the Dodgers. This is per Jeff Passan. This is his tweet here as to how it all breaks down. 4 years. $240 million guaranteed. There's opt outs after year two and year three. There's a $64 million signing bonus. $30 million of it is deferred. The Dodgers continue to defer down and kick that can down the road. 57.1 million a year is the net present value after factoring deferral. So that is the second largest AAV in all of baseball. Shohei at 70 million a year. Of course, when you put that through his little equation for inflation and all that, it doesn't actually work out to 70 million a year, but just on raw numbers there. This is wild, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not see this coming. A short-term high AAV deal was flaunted by the analysts, but I didn't think it would be this high. I mean, Kyle Tucker is an incredible player. He's a top 20 player in all of baseball. You could argue he's a top 10 player in all of baseball. This is a man who has been a 4.5 wins above replacement guy for 5 years in a row. He is all about the playoffs. I don't know if he has a season in his career without a playoff appearance? I don't think he does. He left the Astros just in time to make the playoffs with the Cubs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to leave a comment there. And there's some pretty crazy stats that follow along with this. Kyle Tucker is making more than 50% more than Aaron Judge is, which is wild. There's luxury tax implications. Of course, the luxury tax requires teams to pay an additional tax above certain thresholds. The Dodgers are both at the maximum threshold and the maximum time threshold, so their tax is 110% on everything that they spend at this point. So Kyle Tucker technically costs them $126 million a year. I know that that's not really how it works, and technically that money is going towards everyone, and there's thresholds and bars they need to meet, and that's when the tax gets increased. But just from like an outside looking in view of this, the Kyle Tucker signing does put them into that mega tax area, and $126 million feels like a lot a year for Kyle Tucker. Again, I know that that's not really how it breaks down. This is interesting. This is from June Lee, great independent sports journalist. These are Dodger contracts worth more than $100 million. And when you start going down the list, you're like, wow, this is insanity. Shohei Ohtani, 10 years, $700 million. Mookie Betts, 12 years, $365 million. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, $325 million over 12 years. Kyle Tucker, 4 years, $240 million. Blake Snell, 5 years, $182 million. Freddie Freeman, 6 years, $162 million. Will Smith, 10 years, $140. Tyler Glasnow, 5 and $136. Just an embarrassment of riches, and it is easy to hate the Dodgers these days. That is for sure. This is a wild stat. These are teams that Kyle Tucker, 60 million AAV before you throw it through the equation for inflation with the deferrals, and Shohei, 70 million AAV before you throw it through the equation. So that's 130 million total. These are the teams that pay their entire roster less than these two players. It goes Colorado, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Washington, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago White Sox, the Rays, Athletics, and the Miami Marlins. Two guys are making more than 1/3 of the Major League Baseball teams playing the sport today. Wild stuff. Drop your comments. Kyle Tucker, a Los Angeles Dodger. What do you think? Do you like the name? What are some thoughts for the podcast moving forward? Appreciate everyone who stuck around. Again, interviews every single Friday is how we're going to be doing this. I've got a bunch in the can from the last day or two. I've got more coming up next week. So we are going to be inside with baseball players, major leaguers, Jays farmhands, coaches, former big leaguers, and of course, we're well connected with the media, our good friends like Mitch Bannon from The Athletic, Keegan Matheson, Julia Kreutz, and many more will also be joining the show. Enjoy the Davis Schneider interview. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you moving forward. Cheers. Hello and welcome to High and Inside, everybody. I am Scott Belford, and we're very excited for today's episode, joined by a very special guest. Thrilled to have outfielder and second baseman with the Toronto Blue Jays, Davis Schneider. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's exciting to chat with you after that run that the Blue Jays just went on. And before we even get into it, just a huge congrats on an incredible season in 2025 and a very hearty thank you, because it was some of the most fun baseball I've ever watched.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, not just me, but I know the whole team just had just as much fun as the whole city. And, the city made it special, in my opinion. And, I feel like that run that we had, I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered if the fans weren't in it, or the fans didn't have our back. So, kudos to them the whole year.
Well, you have set expectations high for us now, which is not a bad thing. And you're enjoying your off season. You're still in New Jersey right now?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been pretty cold here. It's probably the shortest off season I ever had. So,
yeah.
And then we just ended 2 months ago, but that's what you want every year. You kind of want to have a short off season. So.
You got your ticket booked for Dunedin already?
Yeah, well, I'm going to drive down, so I wouldn't say ticket, but
yeah,
usually gas tank. But yeah, I'm going to head down, probably a week before, we have to report, just to kind of get settled in and everything. So,
what is that? A 10-hour drive?
No, it's probably it's probably like 18.
18, okay, yeah.
So I'm going to stop halfway in between, but it's not too bad. I'd rather have a car down there than.
I was just going to say, you're doing that for the car, right? Like
Correct.
That way, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of flying anyway, but having a car down there for a whole 2 months is, you got to have it, in my opinion.
Well, you picked a great profession for a guy who doesn't like flying.
Yeah, I know, right? I always say that every year. Every year when we get on a plane, I'm like, all right, this is the worst. This is going to be the worst year ever.
I know Dunedin is known as dog eating. Do you bring your dog down, or are you too busy at that point?
Nah, it's too big. I'm too busy. I mean, because we're gone every single day, and I don't want to leave a dog for hours on end every single day. So he just stays up here with my parents.
Yeah, he's well looked after, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know he gets plenty of Twitter pics with with your family, who has just become Blue Jays Twitter famous. I'm sure you're well aware.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I don't have Twitter or anything, or I have Instagram, but all my buddies kind of send me their tweet, or my dad's tweets, I should say. Yeah. And especially during the playoffs too, my dad and my whole family was kind of just as much as having fun as us, and they enjoyed it just as much as me. And but they
maybe more. No,
yeah, a little bit, maybe more. Yeah, actually, I mean, because they came to every single game. They came out to LA. My sister came to Seattle. They were in Toronto, so they traveled pretty well. But they had a lot of fun. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I know spring training. You're a seasoned vet at this point. What? This is going to be your 7th, 8th spring training? Have you been keeping track?
Big league spring training. This is only my 3rd. Because I didn't get invited when the year I got called up. So Yeah, so 2024 spring training, 2025. Yeah, it's only my third, which is kind of weird to say. It's only my third, but yeah, actual spring training, I got drafted in 2017, so 2018 all the way up to now. It's,
Yeah.
how many years that is. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, you're familiar with Dunedin then, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
I mean, I
no.
love the town, the whole area, Clearwater, Tampa. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do, especially Dunedin. It's kind of like a small townish. There's a lot of like small shops and restaurants, so you get to do a lot of stuff when you're down there.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get into camp?
Um, well, hopefully we get down there. I'm gonna get down there a week before, and I'm gonna play some golf with Ernie. So
There you go.
play some golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been playing any golf over the off season? I guess in New Jersey, there's not a lot of opportunity.
I think I've played twice or once in the past 2 months. So I mean, it's been like 30 degrees here every single day, and all the courses kind of closed, and I'm not playing in 20, 30-degree weather. So not as much as I would like to, but that's just the bad perks of living up here in New Jersey. So, but it's all right. It's not that bad.
Have you been in touch with the guys over the off season more than, let's say, last year? Like, does a World Series appearance kind of keep everyone talking more than a typical off season?
I mean, a little bit, not really, to be honest. Because everyone's still kind of doing their own thing. Everyone's
Right.
back with their families and kind of enjoying the off season. But we still keep in touch. We still have we play fantasy football together. So it's not like we don't talk to each other. We just talk
Right.
about fantasy football. That's kind of really about it.
How are you doing
Um,
this year in your league?
we came in second to last,
Okay.
so we
Okay.
didn't so we
So
didn't lose. Me and Bassett were on a team.
so you
Uh,
avoided needing to be the ball boy or something like that.
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Okay.
won't give away who lost, but we didn't lose. But our team was good. I'm not going to say we weren't bad or we were bad, but you know, we did come in second to last, so it's not like we were a great team. But
Yeah.
as long as we didn't lose, so that's all that matters.
So obviously, and you touched on it off the top here, well documented how crazy and wild the atmosphere at Rogers Center was. But the first playoff series you guys wound up winning, you eliminated the Yankees, something that's
Mm.
just near and dear to my heart. I love to see it. In the division series, and it was on the road in New York. And then the next series, the ALCS, you won in game 7 against the Mariners. What was the major differences between winning a series on the road compared to being able to celebrate at home? Like, did it take anything away from it? I'm guessing that it was just as thrilling as it could have been, even if you were back in Toronto.
I mean, definitely would be more thrilling if it was in Toronto for sure, just because the crowd reaction kind of just
Yeah.
jolts up everyone's energy. Um, but yeah, I mean, no matter you want to win, no matter where you're at. But winning Yankee Stadium is actually pretty cool too. Like
Yeah.
clinching the ALDS there was pretty special. But clinching Game 7 in the ALCS with the whole fans behind us cheering us on, and Hoff getting that strikeout was pretty cool. And I never heard a place so loud. But the fans were like that the whole year, like from all the way up, like even May. I feel like everyone was kind of 40,000 fans every single night, and that didn't really kind of change in the playoffs. So it was kind of a special year the whole way around, and you know the fans deserve as much credit as we do, to be honest.
Let's dig in a little bit on that. Like, was there a time frame last year, like a moment in the season when you kind of realized that this team was different? Like the 2025 Blue Jays might be better than expected and might be real contenders. Was there a like a oh, May 25th, we all knew, or was it more of like a slow build? How did that all come out?
It was kind of like a slow build. I remember, so I was in AAA so this one game, I was watching the game on my phone, and Bo hit the go-ahead homer in Texas, and then a couple of days later, I got caught up. But ever since that moment, I feel like we kind of took off as a team. Um, and then when we swept the Yankees, I forget, it was either June or July. We
Yeah,
swept them at home,
July.
and so I feel like that was like the big kind of like moment where all right, we're one of the best teams in the league, and then we kind of didn't really slow down after that. But probably when Bo hit that homer, that I feel like that kind of changed the whole season. We kind of just kind of jolted after that, and everyone kind of started doing their thing, and kind of we just put one foot in front of another after that, and you know didn't really kind of stop until the World Series really.
Yeah, yeah.
When did you guys realize the clubhouse was special? And it was kind of fun as fans watching because you always dream of the clubhouse being like it was, right? You're always
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, these guys have each other's back, something special's brewing. But when did you guys kind of figure out, like, you know what, this is different than a lot of the teams others have been on?
To be honest, spring training, I mean, you still have the same personnel you had in spring training, and having Miles come in too. Miles is a big kind of piece of that, and at the deadline too, when we got Bieber, I mean, Miles, Ernie, a couple other guys played with Biebs in Cleveland, so they kind of gave the rundown on who he was, and they said he was a great guy, but he came in and kind of fit in with everyone and just was part of the boys. And I feel like the whole clubhouse was kind of this on the same page, and everyone just loved each other. I love coming to the ballpark early each day, just sitting on the couch watching playing cards and just kind of going into the cage early, getting early work in, getting defense in, and everyone just loved coming in and spending time with each other. And you don't really see that in a lot of clubhouses. Everyone kind of sometimes clubhouses kind of they do their own thing, but everyone
Yeah.
was kind of on the same page and making sure they're doing their thing, but they're also kind of hanging out with the team and
It
sharing that
was
experience with everyone.
it was kind of cool from the fans' perspective because, you never truly know what's going
Yeah.
on behind the scenes, right? But
Hmm.
by September, it was pretty obvious to everyone that there was something pretty cool going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like me, Ernie, Miles, Heine, we would go out to dinner, like Barger too. Like we would go out
Yeah.
to dinner just at the same spot, Earl's, like once a week, just to kind of do something. And we love the city too. Like we kind of just love going out and like intermingling with fans sometimes, and kind of just
Yeah.
like because fans are great. Like they kind of do, and when you're winning too, it's a whole different
When you're
experience
winning, the
too.
fans are way better.
Yeah, the
Yes,
fans are way
indeed.
better, and
Indeed.
you know,
Leadoff home run,
yeah.
game 7, World Series. Is this the biggest moment of Davis Schneider's career? Is that number one?
So we won the game, so that all that really matters. But yeah, probably to be honest. You dream of as a kid when you're playing baseball in your backyard, wiffle ball in your backyard, and you think about those moments playing in the World Series. And for me to just get that opportunity was just pretty special. And I'll never take it for granted, and I'll always remember that. And especially playing in LA against the Dodgers, that stadium is one of the oldest stadiums in the league, and playing against Otani and Freeman, Betts, all future Hall of Famers, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool just to kind of even look back at it and just realize what we were doing at the time. But it was definitely pretty special.
Have you ever pimped a home run, Davis? It seems like every time you hit a dinger, you're out of that batter's box like there's a Rottweiler chasing you.
I've never done a bat flip or anything. I mean, I've watched a couple, but
Yeah.
I try to sprint just because might hit a bird out in the outfield and could drop straight down. You never know what's going to happen, or you don't realize how hard you hit it. So I never try to pimp homers, just because I saw this one quote. It was by Mickey Gasper. I think Mickey Gasper's dad told him, like, Mickey Mantle never pimped a homer, so why would you? Um, so I just try to make sure run the bases hard every single time. I grew up watching Mike Trout too. I never see him really kind of bat
Yeah.
flip or do stuff like that. So he was kind of like my idol growing up. So if he didn't do it, why should I? But I mean, you can bat flip all you want. I'm not opposed to it, but I just never did, just because I'm not good enough to kind of show up the
There's
pitcher or the stuff
there's
like that.
almost some pizzazz nowadays to not pimping it, to running out of
Mhm.
the gate, like it's
Yeah,
kind of your own thing. It's fun.
yeah. I mean, and even Judge too. Like Judge hits 50 every year, and he watches them, but he doesn't like bat flip or do anything
Yeah.
crazy. And I feel like that's just as cool, in my opinion. If you just think it's like just another day at the ballpark, just all right, just run the bases and that's it, then I feel like that's just as impressive, in my opinion.
One of the fun things about you has been, and number one, you're incredibly generous with your time. So we're very thrilled that you have made time for us. But we've talked to you when you were a Fisher Cat. We've talked to you when you were a Bison. We've talked to you as a Blue Jay. We've talked to you when you were just trying to get right. We've talked to you when you were on the hottest start in Major League Baseball history. You've dealt with your ups and downs. We kind of got to watch you kind of come into your own in the clubhouse this year. You were very much Mr. Zen, if you will. You knew when to have fun. You were never too high. You were never too low. Do you going through those experiences of the major slumps or the super high highs. Does that kind of help, like, for lack of a better way of putting it, like forging you in fire? Like, did you feel more prepared for, let's say, some of these big playoff moments and being a leader in the clubhouse just through going through the rigors of your pro ball career?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like any experience that you have, whether that's, like you said, me starting out so hot and then kind of going down, going over 31, I feel like that's what makes baseball so great is that you can be on the top of the world and then the next day you can be, one of the worst baseball players in the league. So it's like that's why I love baseball so much. It can just humble you any second, and that's why I try not to be too high or too low. Even when I am too high, you're definitely going to come back to earth someday. And then when you're too low, you're going to get out of it at least some point, whether that's a day later or a couple weeks later. But you just got to make sure you're kind of even keeled the whole time, just because it's a long season as well too. So you don't want to be, you know, peaking too early or peaking too late. You just want to kind of be even keeled the whole way. And I try to do that every single day. So, but you got to learn to have fun with it too. And it's really all about the people in the clubhouse too. That's what makes, the team so special is this, if you can spend that time with people that you love and, that you enjoy being around, it makes it a lot easier to go to the ballpark each day and kind of be yourself. And, we definitely had the team last year that kind of made sure that everyone was kind of being themselves, and hopefully we can do that again in 2026.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you look at baseball, and baseball's not alone in this, right? I mean, there's the reason that the saying, it's not the destination, it's the ride. That there's a reason that that saying exists. And speaking of gained experience, I mean, it's easy for fans to look at 2024 and chalk it up to a failure. But what is interesting about 2024 is that if you look at who were some of the major contributors in 2025, they kind of got their starts in 2024, right? I mean, by September, guys like Addison and Nathan Lucas and Jonathan Clase, all guys who contributed throughout the 2025 season, were getting their feet wet, getting an opportunity to play every day. When you look back on that 2024, do you feel like there is a little bit of that's where it started? When you look at this 2025 team, like, how integral was that learning experience to what 2025 became?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 2024 was my first year where we didn't make the playoffs. I've only been there 2 years at that point. So 2023, we go to the playoffs, we lose in the first round. But 2024, when you go home in September, whatever, September 29th, the day we went home, like, you never want to have that feeling ever again. Like, that feeling sucked. Like, it was kind of like a season where, there's definitely some good points to it, but the ultimate goal is to get to the World Series and win it. But that feeling of going home when half the league is kind of competing for the World Series is, you don't ever want to feel like that again. And I feel like going into 2025 spring training, everyone kind of had that mindset to where, all right, we got to make sure, like, we have the talent here, but we got to put it all together this year. And I feel like we always had the talent each year, but baseball's a weird game where you can have the talent, but you might not have the results that everyone kind of wants. But 2025 was kind of a different, where we had the talent, but we also had that team kind of camaraderie. And we kind of made that special run of, winning. Winning definitely helps team chemistry as well too. You can have team chemistry, but if you're winning, it just kind of builds and builds on each other and kind of spirals into like a run that we had. And, it didn't really stop for the whole year.
That is interesting. Did you feel like there was a little bit more of dig your heels in, we're motivated starting 2025? I mean, obviously every season a team is motivated. That's not what I'm saying. But did you feel like there was a little, like a little extra in 2025?
For sure. Just because, like, of the season we had in 24, everyone was kind of disappointed on what we did, especially me too. Like, personally wise, that definitely was not who I am, was a baseball player. I feel like everyone kind of, besides Vlad, he had a down year in 24, really. But then 2025, everyone was kind of, make sure, show everyone kind of who we are as a team and personally. And, we definitely didn't really skip a beat the whole year. So kudos to everyone putting the work in and making sure they're doing the right thing on a day-to-day basis.
And 2025 was incredible. I mean, you can't ask for much more outside of, the ball going a
game.
different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it has been cool as a fan, and I'm curious. I'm sure it's pretty exciting for you as well. The Blue Jays have been one of the busiest teams this offseason, right? I mean, I can imagine seeing guys like Dylan Cease and Kazuma Okamoto being added is exciting stuff for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as a player, you want to have that energy that the front office is on the same page and wanting to win just as much as the player. And the fact that we made it to the World Series, obviously ended up losing, but that the organization wants to add on more and wants to get over that hump. It's pretty kind of cool to see that they're all in on it just as well. So we always had that front office mindset, but I feel like this year it's like you get that taste and then kind of want to make sure you kind of win the whole thing. And the additions that we already have is pretty cool to see, and hopefully meet them in spring training and see who they're all about. But I hear great things about both of them, so but it's going to be definitely a fun year.
You gonna have a new walk up song this year? I know you started with Billy Squier, and then you needed to switch things up, and you went to Pink Pony Club. Are you switching it up again? Or are you gonna ride with what's working?
Nah, I think I'm gonna ride with it, just because the fans love it.
The fans do love it.
I mean, I love it just as much. Miles showed me the song, and I feel like this is a sick beat, so I decided to put it as my walk up, and didn't really look back.
Love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring our producer Matt in right now, and he's got a game planned for you here where we're going to show you. We watched your MLB stuff with you mimicking swings, and you are very good at that. So Matt is going to show you a couple of swings here through a shadow, and then
batter up. Is it called batter up?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I do that every me and my old hitting coach Hunter Mentz, he's with the Giants now. He took that job. We did it every single day. We would go in every time we're in the cage. We would just play whoever that day was.
Yeah,
and we would get it right away. So me and Hunter would do it all the
you're
time.
gonna do well then, because I had to give up on the first one, which is a little embarrassing. I did wind up getting the other two he shows here,
okay.
But yeah, we'll see how you do. All right, Matt. All right. This is Davis, Matt.
How's it going, Davis?
How you doing?
First off, I want to say I got the Schneider jersey.
There we go.
Prepping for the interview. And also just a huge congratulations for your first World Series home run, making it to the World Series. And
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the absolute greatest playoff run I've ever seen in my lifetime.
It wasn't just me, it was the whole team. So but I appreciate it though. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So
let's see it.
We got 3 here. I did change up the first one just in case.
Oh, that's Judge.
Jesus Christ. This is going to be really fast.
I can usually tell by the setup sometimes too. So
yeah, this is going to be
that was
pretty
awful.
Damn
Louis.
fast.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
That's Barger.
We were thinking this is going to be too long.
Yeah, this would be. I can usually tell by the setup.
Oh,
a lot
man.
of guys.
And then number 3.
And that's Ernie. Yeah, I mean Ernie has the most generic swing in the league, so his is not too hard.
Nope, and that was it. That was the whole segment.
Oh, that was easy. I was thinking,
yeah.
I was thinking some hard guys. Those are easy guys.
Yeah.
I got a few hard ones. I can give you a different one.
All right, let's do one more, Matt. Let's see if you can fool him here.
Let's see the hardest one I got.
My dog's in there. You see my dog?
Oh yeah, there. What's your dog's name, Davis?
Jasper.
Jasper.
He was just
love
chilling
it.
by the door. Here, sit. Come on, buddy. Sit. Good boy.
Okay, I got two that are relatively hard.
Hey, come on, sit. Let's see. All
right. Let's try this guy.
All right. O'Neal Cruz.
I picked the wrong one, but that
is O'Neal Cruz. I was gonna say that's O'Neal Cruz.
I have a whole list, and all the numbers are jumbled.
I'm actually super impressed, Davis.
This is wild.
I feel like it's easy. Like me and Hunter do it. We used to do it all the time. We still do it in the off season. We text each other. Like, did you get the batter up today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Ozzy Albies.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can't get him here, Matt. So
yeah, I don't think you can stump me.
Yeah, I don't think we can stump him.
I did have one more question for you.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to end with Ernie and then lead into this, but I don't know if you remember back in May, Ernie hit a home run and did a little Ernie shuffle.
Oh yeah, he did the Vladdy trot or the Vladdy
rounding
shuffle.
Third. I wanted to ask you, what can Scott and I do? We're not going to give you some offers you've definitely received in the past, but how can we convince you to give us a Davis shuffle?
I'll never do that. So you can stop right there. I'll never do that.
What I love too, Matt, and you missed this, is I asked him, like, would you ever pimp a home run? And he was like, well, I'll watch one maybe, but no, not really.
I'll never. It's usually just round the bases, at a good pace, and that's it.
I mean, when John Schneider got ejected against the A's, you kind of gave it a little.
Yeah, I was just more mad.
out.
I was just like kind of more mad. I was like, all right, I had 2 home runs in the same at bat. Come on, but yeah, that was probably the most of like the pimp I'll ever do. To be honest, one of those ones.
Yeah.
But I knew I got that one, so.
All right, Matt. Thanks so much for joining us quickly here. And Davis,
super quickly. I thought this was going to be 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No. I was going to say, you gave me some easy ones.
I've got a couple last questions we'll close up on here, Davis. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, Matt. And
awesome. Thanks,
Davis. Matt. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Davis. So we'll leave on this, my man. And again, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time. Favorite baseball documentary or movie?
Ooh, I like The 10th Inning by Ken Burns.
Yeah.
That's probably the documentary I like the most, but I love Moneyball. Moneyball is like such a great movie. I know sometimes people say, they had a good team anyway to kind of start, but I don't know. It's such a really just a great movie in general.
Fun movie.
Yeah, not even baseball movie. Such a good movie, well directed. Brad Pitt's good actor, so Moneyball is definitely up there for baseball movie.
Have you seen Who Killed the Montreal Expos? I actually watched it last night for the first time. It's a really good, solid.
I know. So I heard that was pretty good. I think my dad watched it. But yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I definitely will at some point.
There you go. Last and not least, everyone talks about how Ernie plays hockey, and this is just, so exciting to Canadians, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sport you play outside of baseball? Do you ever get into anything else that...
I mean, I play golf. That's really about it. I played soccer and basketball growing up. But, I'm 5'8", and, can't really jump as high as a lot of guys. So basketball definitely wasn't for me, but I loved playing it. I mean, I just kind of sat behind the 3-point line and kind of chucked up shots, but wasn't really fast, so I couldn't really play soccer. So that was kind of out the window there. But I didn't really get into golf until like kind of COVID, where like you couldn't really do anything else. Yeah. So and then that kind of took off from there. Fell in love with it, and it's kind of like my second hobby, second sport I like to play.
Have you gotten good enough at golf that you're right there with the rest of the boys?
I mean, Ernie's the best on the team. Not many guys really play. Like Bassett played a little bit, Gauzy. But other than that, no one really played too much. Whit Merrifield played a lot too, but Whit was really good. Whit and Ernie kind of go back and forth. But I try to keep up with Ernie, but he usually kind of gets me every single time. But, trying to beat him.
Davis, thank you so much for your time. So appreciate it. We're rooting for you in 2026, obviously, and thank you for 2025. And I look forward to the next time our paths cross.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.